All right. Asriel Sword here to review. Oh, okay. Camera. Okay. Here to review one of those series that is addicting, and that is Full Metal Alchemist. Uh, and actually, I'm not going to be reviewing Full Metal Alchemist. I'm going to be reviewing Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And then I'm going to do at the very end a quick comparison. Uh, Fullmetal Alchemist, for the most part, has a fairly both simple and complex plot. Simple in that the objective is the same throughout; it doesn't really change. Uh, it revolves around in the first series. I gotta make a distinction here. First series, in a separate dimension where alchemy from our world is from the deaths, because apparently in our world we kill so many people that their deaths become the equivalent exchange for the alchemy there. Anyway, these two brothers, they lose their mother after their father leaves. They lose their mother at a fairly young age, and they at that point are already skilled alchemists, and that is Edward and Alphonse Elric. Edward and Alphonse commit the ultimate taboo, which is to commit human transmutation, which is basically trying to resurrect the dead, which is apparently considered taboo because it infringes on the realms of God. Only God can bring back the dead, so alchemy forbids it because nothing can is the whole thing about alchemy is this balance called equivalent exchange. The belief that for everything, for you to gain anything in life, anything you gain, you must give something of equal value in recompense, you know? And it makes sense. I mean, if you want to learn something, you gotta go to school. If you don't go to school, you're not really gonna learn it, you know? So you gotta put in the time. But nothing can equal a human soul except a human soul. So when a human tries to commit human transmutation, the kind of obvious thing is you don't want to die as you do it. So it's never a full transmutation. It can't really be done. So when these two tried to commit human transmutation, Ed, I think he lost he loses his leg first. Yeah, he loses his leg trying to bring back his mom, and Alphonse loses his whole body. And Ed gives up his right arm. Yeah, his right arm to attach his brother's soul to a suit of armor. And in doing so, he goes through the gate of truth, which teaches him all empirical knowledge of alchemy. He becomes, in order to get their bodies back, they need to get the Philosopher's Stone. Fairly simple, except to gain a Philosopher's Stone is a very long and arduous quest. So he becomes a state alchemist, what is considered a dog of the military, because really they're just that. Here comes the painful part. You can't really find a Philosopher's Stone. It has to be created. To create it, you need thousands of human lives. You need to kill thousands of people and transmute their soul into a physical form, which becomes a Philosopher's Stone. Now, at this point, after the fifth laboratory, this is where Brotherhood and the original series diverge. The original series goes on a completely different tangent from Brotherhood. Lots of people I know have heard of Brotherhood and they think, oh, is it like a sequel? Is it a movie? Is it like a very long OVA? But it's not. It's not. It's a retelling of the story part as the manga goes. It's canon. Brotherhood is the canon version. The original series was canon until the fifth laboratory, but then it was taking so long for the manga to be made that they just decided to go on a different route, completely different from the manga. So you get a completely different story at this point. In the first series, whenever somebody tries to commit human transmutation, they create homunculi, which homunculi, or in singular homunculus, are literally the word means little human. And no, this does not mean that all homunculi are little humans. They're artificially created, superpowered humanoid creatures with very strange powers, and there are 7, each one corresponding to one of the 7 deadly sins. Those are greed, gluttony, lust, envy, wrath, sloth, and pride. All of these, most of these want to become human. That's their goal in the first series. And they obey Dante, who is an anime exclusive villain. And you find out that there's a very convoluted plan to hopscotch bodies. How can I put it in a way that doesn't sound mean? I really didn't like the first series that much. I mean, I like the characters, I like the character design and plot, but as far as the first series go, it's just kind of anticlimactic. It's like the ending isn't what you want it to be. It's not satisfying. I'm sorry, I just didn't like it that much. It's like all that trouble and such a weak ending. But it's not that long. The first series isn't that long, so it's tolerable. Brotherhood. Here is where my love of Fullmetal Alchemist blossomed into something. Brotherhood is by far the superior series, but I do suggest you watch both. Watch Fullmetal Alchemist and then Brotherhood afterwards. This way, you're not disappointed. Alright? Brotherhood. This is where it goes on a completely different storyline, much more akin to the manga. Finally, we find Father, who is actually the creator of the homunculi, totally different from the first series. We find out there's this very convoluted there's a word for it in English, and I can't remember it. It's a conspiracy. There we go, a conspiracy. Where all of the homunculi and the senior staff of the military have this huge plan to create a giant Velocipede stone by wiping out the citizens of Amestris. We find out there are different histories for lots of the characters. Roy Mustang. In the first series, I liked him, but he was kind of inconsequential. He was there. You kind of just, you admired his flammability, but then that's it. That's all you got. You really don't see much of him. You don't get Brotherhood. Totally different. Roy Mustang, when he goes off on envy, anybody who's seen the series, especially in the English dub is way superior to me. Anybody who has seen when he goes off on envy, holy crap. And same thing when he goes off on lust. There is no mercy. He becomes the definition of badass. There is no comparison at all between Roy in the first and Roy in the second. It is not there. There's no room for comparison. The characters have different characteristics in certain degrees. They're all different characters. Brotherhood has the Shingi's characters, the homunculi, some of them are different. Sloth, Pride, and Wrath are different. Their personalities are different. Lust is not as nice in the series, in Brotherhood. She is a lot worse. In the final battle, oh my god, this is where you really see the difference between Brotherhood and the first series. First series, very disappointing, not as great as I wanted it to be. Brotherhood, oh my god, I was speechless. And that's why I pre-ordered the whole series. I pre-ordered Brotherhood. I got it online. I'm getting it this week. So, I'm running out of time. It's, oh god, damn. Oh wow, okay. 9 minutes and 9.5 minutes. Actually, almost, okay, I gotta move fast. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs up if you didn't. I gotta rush this all the way through. Really like the series. 10 out of 10. My second 10 out of 10. Very much, holy crap, I recommend it for anybody, any anime fan to watch it, and I gotta go now.